King of Sports, New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Welcome everyone to New Japan Strong. It's Ian Riccaboni and Matt Raywald here on the Collision Tour. And tonight's the night on the eve of Forbidden Door. Well, the match we've all been waiting for. The Strong Openweight Championship is on the line. The first and only Filthy Tom Lawler defends his championship against Fred Rosser. If Rosser does not win the championship, he must relinquish his Strong contract.
Fred Rosser has been dying to get his hands on Tom Lawler for so long. This is the biggest potential night in Fred Rosser's New Japan Pro Wrestling career. Can he get it done? But not only that, we've got other great matches for you, including David Finlay going one-on-one with Team Filthy's Danny Limelight.
That should be a heck of an encounter. David Finlay showing a little bit of a mean streak lately. We'll see how that translates into the ring. Sometimes it takes folks' mind out of it. Other times it refocuses them. You go on a big winning streak. We'll see where Finlay lands here tonight. And we have a huge New Japan Strong debut. Tony Deppen, former Ring of Honor World Television Champion, goes one-on-one against another former Ring of Honor World Television Champion. But this man has also held the All Japan Triple Crown, the GHC World Championship, the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, a real legend.
Keep going,
Minoru
keep going.
Suzuki,
Oh,
the
my
king of
goodness.
pancrase. We could list it all day. Tony's jumping into the deep end, but I've known Tony for a long time. I can't wait to see him face the legendary Minoru Suzuki here tonight.
All that action and more. Stay tuned. Let's go ahead and go to our opening contest right now.
オープニングマッチ15分一本勝負を行います
Welcome everyone to the conclusion of the Collision Tour here in Philadelphia. Ian Riccaboni, the Drama King, Matt Raywald. I got to come up with a nickname, the Prince, the Joker, something. If you're the king, what am I? I'm in the court too, right?
Well, the king gets to ordain you as such, so I'll get to decide that. But right now, Team Filthy's Danny Limelight making his way to the ring and got something to say.
Bozos. I don't think kind
You already know who it is. It's the radioactive Poppy, Danny Limelight, mi gente. And first things first, when Poppy's talking, I need everyone in Philly to shut their stupid cheesesteak eating mouths up. You got that, Drama King? Make sure you and your friend with the stupid tie translate that to Japanese so everybody watching at home, probably sitting on the floor in flip-flops, know to shut their mouth up when I'm on TV too.
He doesn't like your tie.
I gathered that.
You see, bring that camera here. It wasn't too long ago I picked up a big win in DC for Team Filthy. No, you shut your damn mouths. Like I was saying, it wasn't too long ago I picked up a big win in DC, and instead of shaking my head like a man, David Finlay decided to show the whole world just how much he was silver spoon-fed professional wrestling by hitting me in the head with a shillelagh. I mean, what happened to my name is Finlay and I like to fight? I mean, the only thing you showed me, David, is that you think because you have a last name no one's cared about in the last 15 years that you can do whatever you want. I bet your little brother, Brogan, has more fight than you, David. But I get it. You was mad you couldn't get the job done in DC, Poppy, and I'm gonna tell you what, you're not gonna get the job done tonight. So if you come out here with that stupid shillelagh, I'm gonna shove it so far down your throat, your father's gonna have to send his favorite son Swaggle out to reach his hand so far up your ass just to get it out.
I apologize on behalf of everybody for the graphic description of what Danny Limelight intends to do. He left out a couple of important details, one being that he mule kicked David Finlay in the back of the head, a defenseless David Finlay who was tending to a fallen DKC at Capital Collision. And that's why David Finlay retaliated, Matt.
Which, understandable. But we all know you step into in between these ropes. Anything can happen, especially when you know you're in there with any member of Team Filthy, and you see Finlay there marching straight to the ring. There ain't no pomp or circumstance to his entrance tonight. You upset him a little bit.
A lot of emotions with David Finlay right now. Tough to compartmentalize. You know, Matt, I know you talked to David before the match here tonight, and he had some things to say about Juice Robinson, about Danny Limelight.
Well, obviously, you know, it was last month Juice Robinson revealed as the newest member of the Bullet Club, also at Capital Collision, captured the IWGP US Championship. Obviously, Finlay and Juice, an incredibly successful tag team, to which Finlay pretty much just said, Juice, you go out and you do you. It's a long way and it's a long road to the top, and I will see you there.
Wow.
So, obviously, Finlay out here ready to do the same, taking it here to Danny Limelight.
Danny Limelight, no doubt. Oh, come on. First episode in the history of New Japan Strong. We're going to have to censor for all kinds of things because of Danny Limelight.
That's your mind. You're implying something that Danny Limelight, he's simply trying to take the shillelagh away from David Finlay.
That description earlier, can't let my mom watch Shelly Riccaboni watch when Danny Limelight's on here. As David Finlay now chasing Danny Limelight around the ring.
Well, I'm hoping Brogan Finlay is watching maybe after some of those words from Danny Limelight, as his older brother starts to get a little measure of revenge here against the radioactive Poppy.
We talked about the success. Of course, David Finlay, former IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champion. No disrespect to Danny Limelight, but he does not have that accomplishment on his resume like Finlay does. Nice drop down there.
And Finlay, when you get Finlay running, he is so good at this high-speed offense.
And Finlay can do it all. Agility, power, speed, fighting though. That's what's in his blood.
Oh.
Just float over suplex. One count there. Tonight is the big night though for Team Filthy. Tom Lawler defending the Strong Openweight Championship in our main event against Fred Rosser. If Rosser does not capture the title, he must relinquish his contract on New Japan Strong.
Huge implications, and that one is right now. Finlay dismantling the elbow and left arm of Danny Limelight.
And Matt, what does that feel like? It's got to feel pins and needles.
It hurts,
in the hands.
Ian.
Well,
it freaking hurts.
That's one way to simplify it.
But no, when you go that point of the elbow, it affects everything you do. You try to grab the ropes, you try to climb to the top rope, anything. All of a sudden that left arm hurts. It makes everything you do a little bit harder.
Irish whip into the corner, charging in, rolling through. Limelight so quick. Whipping the leg, catching the leg, stays with it. And that's what I like about Danny Limelight. He is so smart that he knows how to turn what others might consider small mistakes into effective offense because he just repositions himself.
He's scrappy, I'll give him that. He didn't give up on what he wanted. A lot of people that get caught off guard like that. No, Danny Limelight continued. Now he is focused in on that leg of David Finlay.
And going for a fisherman suplex. Snaps it in.
Ooh, and letting Philadelphia know.
Well, and I was going to compliment him about his physique. He looks great, hooks the leg, but then he went on that. He called out my tie. What did I have to do with this? I was going to say nice things about him.
You could get a better time.
Well,
come on, we'll go shopping after the show. It's all right, one of those all-night expresses or something. But right now, Danny Limelight, again, every time Finlay strikes, he goes right back to the leg.
Catches the arm, hooks him.
Whoa.
Looking for a throw there instead of chop block under the knee. And Limelight now under control.
And if you take out the leg of Finlay, that's going to eliminate a lot of that explosive speed that David Finlay is so good at.
Going to the back here.
Oh no, looking Looking for that helo, but oh, do you see? He almost does it right across the leg, though, as opposed to the back or the midsection like most athletes do. Danny Limelight targeting that leg, laser focused.
When you take out the hamstring like he's looking to do, that messes with your lower back. That messes with a lot of your core strength. It makes your core work harder.
And it slows you down. And for someone who's as quick and explosive as Finlay, that could be devastating.
Thrust kick to the midsection. The radioactive Poppy.
Turning up the heat.
Off the ropes. And to me, that strategically did not pay off, Matt.
Not in this situation. Finlay finding enough of a base to power Limelight over, and now turning things back up.
Into the ropes, Irish whip countered. Finlay off the ropes. Wow! Spinning uppercut there. Finlay, whoa! You see how fast he got across the ring?
That's right, managed to recover from all the trauma to the leg there.
Up and over, ducks the clothesline. Limelight's so quick, but it's Finlay. Whoa!
Huge blue thunder bomb.
2, 3. Oh, just a 2 count.
Danny Limelight proven, even on top of the spice, on top of the sauce, baby. There was an incredible athlete in there as well.
Finlay now, front face lock, leading Limelight back into a vertical base. A knee gets out of what may have been a suplex. Wheelbarrow.
Oh, great roll through there from Limelight, who once again looks to lock in the leg of David Finlay.
Got a bit of a heel hook here. Inverted ankle lock. Oh, Finlay into a bridge. 2. Oh, but he's got to be in immense pain.
Great ingenuity there, though, taking a dangerous situation, making it work for his advantage.
Telling Finlay he's number 1.
That's one way to look at it, as a huge backbreaker to Limelight, turned inside out.
Off the ropes, clothesline. Limelight is down. Has him up.
And him one more time.
Oh, Trash Panda. Trash Panda plants him.
Grabs
Hooks
the
leg.
knee, though.
2, got him.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
And David Finlay picking up a gigantic victory here. And he knew he probably had one shot with that Trash Panda, because as you see, he's still hobbling, held the knee right after. If it wasn't the last shot for him, that may have cost him the match, but it was enough to plant Danny Limelight. Finlay, your victor here, Matt.
Danny Limelight came in here very game. But it was Finlay who was able to withstand the punishment to the leg, hit the Trash Panda, and put away one member of Team Filthy here.
And Finlay, I think, is calling for a truce at this point.
Good fight, well fought battle here. I don't know if Danny Limelight's the guy you offer a handshake to, with the hopes of reciprocity.
After all the shenanigans. Oh, come on!
And not only refused, spit in the face. And you don't spit in the face of an angry Irishman, trust me, I know.
Finlay planting Limelight. David Finlay stands tall here in Philadelphia. Fans, still to come, our huge main event. We will see Fred Rosser put his New Japan Strong contract on the line against Tom Lawler with the Strong Openweight title up for grabs. But coming up next, Tony Deppen makes his New Japan Strong debut, taking on the legendary Minoru Suzuki.
ひれっせ、みんなも、次のニュージャパンストロングは、我々ユナイテッドエンパイアが支配した。次は、ニュージャパンストロングライジン。いや違う。ユナイテッドエンパイアライジンだ。
Easy translation. The United Empire are calling out the world. We're ready to take on anyone. We are taking over New Japan strong. This is the United Empire rising. Crowns up, boys. Who runs this world? We do.
第2試合20分一本勝負を行います。
You gotta be just a little wild, a little crazy, a little right or left of center to be mad enough to step in the ring with a man who was so bad he had to create his own fighting league to show the world how bad he was. But for Tony Deppen, there's never been a mountain he couldn't climb, a hill that was too big. Or a match that he didn't want.
Well, he's gonna have a hell of a match ahead of him here tonight. Let's hope he didn't bite off of more than he could chew.
Tony Deppen from Shamokin, Pennsylvania. That's a part of Pennsylvania where you got to be pretty bad to survive and fight through and live to tell the tale.
Well, his opponent knows something about being bad.
Yeah. Survive might be the operative word through this match tonight. Whether it's the All Japan Triple Crown, GHC Championship in Noah, the IWGP Intercontinental Championship here, being the king of pancrase, pioneer of mixed martial arts. Absolutely nothing this man hasn't done.
And knows how to make an entrance. The King himself returns to the 2300 Arena here in Philadelphia. And you weren't here the last time. I've been giving great advice. Do not look him in the eye. Do not look him in the eye as he makes his way around. Pain follows, trust me. And all around the world, they know the song, they know the man, they know the violence that comes with it. Let's hope Tony Deppen is ready himself.
Call for the bell. And this is interesting to me because when Tony Deppen came to Philadelphia as Ring of Honor World Television Champion, it was a King's homecoming. The crowd was on their feet in 2021. But he's fighting as the underdog as he has for much of his career. And as I say that,
there's a contingent in the crowd that's behind Tony Deppen here.
And looking to pick the ankle. Might not be a smart strategy here with a fighter as skilled as Suzuki, but able to get him on his back here. Looking for the mount instead of Suzuki mounting Deppen.
All over.
And Deppen having to cover here. Both men former Ring of Honor World Television Champions in the more recent times. So as sort of a Ring of Honor historian, my part in Ring of Honor, this match is quite intriguing to me. Oh, look at that. Look at the cross arm breaker. Locking the hands, stacking Suzuki, not quite. And it's Deppen. Gives up the mount to go for the cover here. And taking a half here.
And this is what I love about Minoru Suzuki. I'll tell you this, the last time I was in this building with New Japan Pro Wrestling, it was Minoru Suzuki and Lance Archer dismantling each other along with Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston in a street fight, tearing this building apart. And yet here we are now, grappling with Tony Deppen, mat wrestling one-on-one. The versatility is amazing.
It's incredible. And Deppen going sort of hold for hold with oh, God. Whoa!
Even in the ropes after the disrespect from Deppen.
Oh, and switching legs on the half crab.
Tied up in the ropes.
Oh, look at Deppen. And this is that fire from Deppen. I always said, imagine Bob Backlund, but just a little bit crazier.
Is that possible?
I mean,
have you ever met Bob Backlund?
Yes, sir. Collar and elbow tie-up, but he's got the amateur credentials to go with it. He's a man that can grapple and go maybe strike for strike, dare I say, with Suzuki. Although that's saying a lot.
That's a tough game.
And Suzuki calling my bluff right now as Deppen trying to unload.
Suzuki brings this out in people.
Pop kick. Suzuki staggers, finds himself on the ropes, charges in, out of the way. Suzuki catches Deppen. And high triangle. Oh, and just about to tear that arm out of the shoulder socket.
And once again, Deppen was tied up in the ropes there. Suzuki using those ropes for any leverage he can get, and now this is spilling to the outside.
Oh, Deppen telling him to bring it.
Oh, and Suzuki is happy to oblige.
Matt, what do you do when somebody unleashes an open hand?
I mean, when you ask for it, you just take it.
Oh, God.
You try your best to recover, and hopefully you can retaliate in kind.
Oh, no, not in front of, no. I'm looking down here. I'm taking your advice. I've been, first pay-per-view I ever called with Suzuki on it. He almost assaulted Kerry Silkin, who's well into his 60s.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
And now Deppen will lay it out on the floor. I don't think Suzuki's leaving the arena. No.
Lining up Deppen.
Oh!
And like David Akers.
Swinging for the fences.
Connecting from deep. That would have cleared from 70 over at Lincoln Financial Field here in Philadelphia.
Suzuki gets himself back in the ring. Happy to wait to see if Deppen can answer the 20 count.
Here's one thing about Deppen, though. You gotta beat him down until he can't fight anymore. He will not go down without a fight. That's for sure.
Coming.
And he's crazy enough to just keep stepping right up to Suzuki. Oh, God. Wow. Stepping over into that hammer lock.
And it's just the speed at which Suzuki can sometimes switch from hold to hold, keep you guessing. I'm not sure how he's gonna twist you into a pretzel this time.
Oh, and grabbing those fingers.
Oh, God. The wrist.
Oh.
The fingers.
And Kimura here, he gives it up to take a hammer lock, staying in control. Ooh.
Went from the fingers to the wrist to the elbow to the shoulder. Literally breaking down the left arm of Deppen bit by bit.
Uh-oh, in the position for the Gotch-style power driver. Sets him in, hands locked.
Looking for it.
He's
getting him up. Deppen trying to fight it.
He does. Takes control of Suzuki's wrist, connects across the jaw. Deppen's a fighter. Forged in Shamokin, Pennsylvania. A coal and shale town, a slate town. Ooh, back elbow.
Great agility there from Deppen.
And look at that. Fires ahead, forearm. Blue corner to red. Wow! Driving the knees into the jaw. Suzuki could be it. Two count there.
But Deppen able to bring the fight to Minoru Suzuki here.
What a battle we're seeing. I'm very impressed with the resolve of Tony Deppen, who looked like it was going to be over very quickly early on in the match. Deppen fighting back here. Oh, God.
Oh. There's a certain intimidation factor when it comes to a match with Suzuki. Just being in there with him can throw you for a loop mentally. But Deppen's hanging in.
2. And Suzuki stacking up Deppen and maybe toying with him here.
There ain't no maybe about it, Ian. Suzuki likes to play with his opponents.
And what can Deppen even do here, Matt, to try and get back in this?
He's got to meet Suzuki where he's at. He's going to keep messing with him, keep doing that, screwing with him, trying to get into his head. You just got to meet him where he's at. Show him you're willing to fight, because that's exactly what Suzuki wants.
Offers Deppen a shot. Giving him another one.
And it is not phasing the king one bit.
And a third.
And now he wants to respond with his own.
And Deppen giving it all he's got right now. Shots on Suzuki.
And the exchange is beginning back and forth here.
And Deppen getting the upper hand now.
But Suzuki, with that slick little smile still.
Oh, just pops it under the ear.
And down goes Deppen.
Arms stiff, legs stiff. Deppen in more trouble than he has been thus far in this bout. Referee might want to check for a stoppage here, because Deppen's not going to quit. Referee might have to stop the match.
Starting to stir. But he was knocked pretty loopy with that forearm right across the jaw.
But Deppen keeps coming. He keeps just stepping right up to Suzuki.
I told you, I mean, it may not seem sound, but like that's kind of all you can do at this stage of the matchup.
Deppen pump knee. Has Suzuki up. Fireman's carry position. Plants it. Spicoli driver.
Beautifully placed there.
2 and 2 count there. If we know the travel schedule of Minoru Suzuki has been intense. He's been fighting pretty much everyone, pretty much all over the world. That might be Tony Deppen's best shot here. Impeccable conditioning from Suzuki, but he might be catching him at the right time.
Oh, a little bit of disrespect, but he nails the forearm to the back of the head.
Could he turn the oh!
Not even a 1 count. And look at the eyes of the king. And look at the eyes of Deppen, who cannot believe it.
And you see the snot of Tony Deppen on the neck of Suzuki.
And this is a different stoicism from Suzuki. This isn't a smile. This isn't I'm messing around with you. This is, well, the audience said it. You messed up.
Deppen getting his money's worth there. Off the ropes, Suzuki follows him in. Ducks the clothesline.
Oh! The sleeper! The sleeper, he's got it!
Into a chicken wing. Spins him around. Forearm connects. Has him in position.
And is he gonna nail it? He's ready to go. Oh!
Gotch style pile driver, got him. 2, 3. Oh.
No.
Oh my God.
My heart almost slipped out of my chest there for our referee. The mind games of Suzuki never cease.
Always one step ahead.
And as is the case, I feel like with many Suzuki matches that I've had the honor to call, their opponent comes in, they're very game, they give a good fight.
And look at that. Minoru Suzuki is for the children.
As intimidating and terrifying as he can be to his opponents, he appreciates his fans. You got to give him that.
Great effort from Tony Deppen, didn't back down at all. As Suzuki taking time for the children here. Minoru Suzuki, your winner. A very game Tony Deppen, who never back down, not once. And what a collision that was here in Philadelphia. Fans, still to come, our main event here tonight. Strong Openweight Championship. Tom Lawler defends his title. Fred Rosser putting his strong contract on the line. You don't want to miss it.
Unknown. Tocon Shop Global. We ship worldwide.
Limelight, you finished those Okada orders yet?
Yeah, with the new Team Filthy shirt, papi.
Genius. Eso, mi gente.
The stars of today and the legends of the past come together on your smartphone. NJPW Collection. Pick up cards from special draft events. Use your collected cards to form your own faction or exchange them for limited edition special cards. Check in live from venues or remotely from home to get special tickets and items. Add all of New Japan Pro Wrestling to your collection now. NJPW Collection.
The Strong Openweight Championship means the world to me. I need that title. I need that title more than life itself. And Tom Lawler having the championship is just eating me up inside.
Looks to lock him. Wait a minute. Wait. Pinning position. No. Are you kidding me? That's it. Alex.
Is this real?
Tom Lawler has just been pinned for the first time in a New Japan Strong ring by Fred Rosser, and he is none too pleased. Got a pair of scissors. What's he gonna do? And he's cutting the hair of Fred Rosser. He's just trying to embarrass him now.
Wow.
This is shameful.
Things have gotten real personal between them. There's some serious bad blood now. I mean,
the Strong Openweight Championship on the line. Filthy Tom Lawler versus Fred Rosser. What strength? Oh! Power slammed him over. Rosser realizing the champ's shoulders are down. Oh, look at that. That's all that separates Fred Rosser from the Strong Openweight title. The boot of Tom Lawler on the bottom rope inches away from that rope, but he may not even know that. There's no way Fred Rosser will ever tap out. He will pass out.
I'm going to decide who gets to fight for the belt. And right now, it looks like Filthy Tom's going to take a vacation.
So, Tom, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, I'm your next contender for that strong openweight championship.
I'll give you a shot when you prove that you're ready for it. My answer, hell no.
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, I'm your next challenger for that strong openweight championship. Do you understand that?
You want a shot? If you can beat my boy Royce Isaacs and his partner Jarrell Nelson at Mutiny,
Wait a minute.
sure, you can have it.
2-on-1 here, made a deal with the devil to try and get a opportunity at the strong openweight championship. Fred Rosser in deep, deep trouble here. The West Coast breaking through.
God, how about that? That's it.
Double cover, 1, 2,
That's
3.
it.
You want a shot at this title? Why don't you do me a favor, Fred? I'm giving you some career advice. I liked you better when you were bald. You remember this? You remember when I cut your hair in Philadelphia? You remember that? I want you to do something for me. I want you to get rid of that hair.
Come on.
Oh, wow.
Do I get my title shot or not? If you can't beat me for this belt, I want your ass out of New Japan Strong for good.
Oh, man.
Mr. No Days Off, Fred Rosser, put a whooping on that ass, and I'm walking out the openweight strong champion.
It all has come down to this. The Strong Openweight Championship is our main event of the Collision Tour. And this is a match months in the making. 2 times over, these men have clashed. 2 times over, the fans of New Japan voted it the Strong Match of the Year. So evenly matched. Both men so committed to their profession, the conditioning, the preparation.
And you can look already, the emotion on Fred Rosser's face. This means everything to him to have this opportunity once again. And how appropriate or strange in a way, whatever you want to call it, that it's going down here in the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. I was here when New Japan Strong was here last, and it was Tom Lawler who got pinned for the first time ever on Strong by that man, Fred Rosser, in a tag team contest, and then was proceeded to get beaten down and had his head shaved, which we just saw in that video. Fred Rosser has a lot to prove. He's been after Tom Lawler for months and months and months.
This has become about more than a championship. For Fred Rosser, this is a dream, this is a promise that he's made to himself. And we will see if the months of preparation, the desire, the knowing that he can pin the champion, that he can defeat the champion, if the risk was worth the reward here tonight, putting his New Japan Strong contract on the line here in Philadelphia.
And if that doesn't show you what it means to Fred Rosser, I don't know what does, because this company, this platform has given him a home at a time when he didn't know what was next for him. And the entire time, this man has won roughshod over every challenger who's come his way. Like him, hate him, you think he's disgusting, you think he's the coolest kid on the block. He has gone and defeated every opponent who's come his way for that Strong Openweight Championship.
captured the championship by defeating Brody King in a tournament final. He's picked up wins against Chris Dickinson, Carl Fredericks, Leo Rush, Ren Narita. And most recently, Taylor Russ, Clark Connors, and Eugene Nagata. What I can say is that whoever leaves Philadelphia the champion is proud to carry the banner for New Japan. When these men had opportunities elsewhere, they chose to remain loyal to Strong and the platform, like you said, Matt, that it is created. Hall of Fame referee, the legendary Tiger Hattori, who was so instrumental in the growth of New Japan across the world, creating relationships with the WWF in the 80s, CMLL in the 80s, 90s, and into 2000s, Ring of Honor, Impact, and AEW.
What an absolute honor it is to have Tiger Hattori out here presenting the championship for this very, very important bout for the future of New Japan Strong.
It's tough to imagine New Japan Strong without Tom Lawler as its champion, but it's also tough to imagine New Japan Strong without Fred Rosser. Something has to give here tonight. You see the hubris, the confidence of Filthy Tom still in effect. And for this bout, we are so pleased to be joined by Tiger Hattori himself here for tonight's contest. Tiger, welcome to the broadcast position.
And this one getting started fast and furious. We know how personal it is between these two.
And going for a choke here immediately. That's what he's finished off Fred Rosser before with.
Finished off numerous opponents with that rear naked choke.
And unloading with forearms here. Tiger, the pace is fast and furious right now.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. And Rosser just absorbing those forearms.
Very physical.
Drop toe hold into a side headlock, but Rosser keeping up with the technician. Fred Rosser is with Tom Lawler.
For that front face lock, Rosser throwing off the shackles that were Tom Lawler.
And Rosser staying right on top of the champion here. Irish whip in the corner. Big boot. Tiger, what is this moment like for the growth of New Japan Strong and the growth of New Japan in America? Absolutely. And we see. Wow!
And it's not often you see Tom Lawler take to the skies.
But that's how high the stakes are, like Tiger pointed out. Tom Lawler, normal. Oh! And Fred Rosser.
And Tom Lawler's never been about making friends with the audience or anybody outside Team Filthy for that matter. He don't care at all.
And Tiger, that's been the mark of some of the great champions in New Japan. They're able to focus on the match, ignore the fans, ignore the crowd. Oh!
Meanwhile, that man right there who's taking a lot of punishment, almost the antithesis of Lawler, shows respect to everyone he works with.
Oh!
Oh, you see Lawler get caught up in the ropes there.
And that might have jangled his spine a little bit.
You know, that move is already devastating as it is, getting dropped on the apron, but have your leg or knee caught in the rope on top of it. It's nasty. Very much.
And Rosser taking advantage of the moment. The match started so fast. If you're Rosser, Matt, I think you got to pace yourself, right?
It started so quick. We know the energy, we know the gas tank that Fred Rosser has, but he's got it. We know the kind of grappler, the kind of wrestler Tom Lawler is.
And Rosser immediately off the ropes, connects with the clothesline as Lawler's in. Clothesline sends Lawler down again. And sending him back out. Tiger, you gotta like Rosser right now, staying on top of Tom Lawler.
Gotta remember so much on the line as Rosser now
spins him inside out.
Tom Lawler.
And the challenger was so much on the line in his own right. And what a great role model, what a great spokesperson Fred Rosser has been for New Japan and New Japan Strong.
That's kind of what I mean. The opposite of Tom Lawler, doesn't take shortcuts, respects everyone he works with and against, maybe except for Tom Lawler himself.
Oh!
And the shoulder of the strong openweight champion driven into the ring post. Yes. As you see, he's twisting his arm around the post.
Chicken winged him around the post. Jeremy Marcus has to make a decision here. Tiger, how difficult is it to referee championship bouts with these kind of stakes?
Absolutely.
It could cost someone their fate, their livelihood.
And something I want to point out here, too. I don't have the ruling from officials anywhere in the back or whatever. But if I remember correctly, Tom Lawler said something to the effect of, the consideration here is if Fred Rosser fails to win the championship,
correct,
he will forfeit that contract. We don't know anything about with disqualification, countouts, how that will play into the ruling here as Tom Lawler tries to pull Fred Rosser off the apron.
Inside ankle, pick into the ankle lock, looking to
oh, yes.
Certainly does. And
that's one way, bending the back of Tom Lawler.
Sometimes gravity is your best friend out there. Just drop down and inflict that damage. And Rosser staying on him.
Oh, following up out here on the floor.
And you see those massive legs, those glutes that squat nearly 600 pounds. Just
no days off is not a joke.
Come crashing onto the chest of Tom Lawler. And you can see the best physical condition Fred Rosser's ever been in.
But this is my one question. I know maybe he's just taking the breather, but he's got to get Tom Lawler in the ring and beat him to win the championship. It doesn't change hands on the countout.
And there you go.
Making sure he gets in.
And maybe maximizing his energy to get him back in there. Look at these forearms. And he's willing to take it into a striking battle. And only 5 minutes has passed, but you see the sweat popping off of both men. Clearly, the endurance still there for both men, but you see the toll this match is taking on them already.
It's very, very important. Both of these guys have it in spades as the hip attack comes in with deep repetition.
Crowd rallying behind the challenger here, going for the cover. 2. Going for a cover again. And Matt, you know more than anybody, every time he goes for the cover, it makes Lawler expend energy.
And people don't think much of a kick out, but you have to use your whole body to hoist your shoulder usually off the mat, to kick another human being off of you. As Lawler's there, extending the arm, tossing it.
Wow. Sending him up and over.
You saw the way he dragged his entire arm, almost pulling his arm out of the socket there twice in a row.
And even able to trip him up. He lost his footing on the way, which caused him to go up and over. Great combination from Lawler.
And now here we're in the opposite scenario. Lawler, he is stepping to the outside, but Lawler doesn't need to pin or submit to keep the championship.
And it's oddly personal. Will he remember that? Because this becomes so personal.
These two men just want to hurt each other.
Yes, indeed. That choke into the barricade.
Tom Lawler not letting go, though. He is tenacious.
In the corner here. And Rosser.
Well, Rosser still moving, still walking. He's not giving up either.
And he's got the blood flowing, the air flowing. And Ross, dropping to the ground. And he's able to swing the hips out, which is an important move to try and break it. But
oh my God, Lawler, he's not letting go.
He's dragging him.
Look at Fred Rosser's eyes.
And we talked about the strength of Rosser.
Where the hell are they going? This is not a Falls Count Anywhere match.
No, and Jeremy Marcus. And Jeremy Marcus might throw this one out here. Did I just hear a chair?
I mean, I'm hearing some kind of
what
commotion backstage.
What was that?
Some kind of chaos. Tom Lawler hidden away backstage to cause some chaos.
And look at Lawler.
And this is what I was talking about, Ian.
You were absolutely right.
Dragging Fred Rosser all the way to the back, looking for a count-out victory.
Look at the blood, the literal blood on the hands of Tom Lawler.
Yeah.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
Meanwhile,
and what is, by the broadcast position.
A calculated plan.
And here
Team
comes
Filthy standing in the aisle to meet my God.
What did they do to Rosser? Just pouring blood.
We are almost halfway to the 20 count. Fred Rosser is out here a bloody mess, and he's got all of Team Filthy blocking his path to the championship.
And I can't believe that Fred's journey is going to end here tonight. And look at this! Finlay!
Coughlin! Alex Coughlin clearing the way for Fred Rosser.
And a path that's been cleared. David Finlay as Isaacs. He's got 3 seconds. Come on, Fred!
A bloody mess with 2 seconds to spare. And he does it! The plan of Tom Lawler and Team Filthy has been spoiled here in Philadelphia.
And Jeremy Marcus seeking medical attention here from our Pennsylvania Athletic Commissioner. And what do we do if there's a referee stoppage, if there's a commission stoppage?
What does that mean for Fred Rosser's contract here at New Japan Strong? Because you know Fred Rosser's not going to want to give up. But it is possible.
And you got to think of the welfare and the health of Fred Rosser at this point. There's something to be said about a lifelong dream, a lifelong goal, and something that's become so personal, this grudge, this vendetta against Filthy Tom Lawler.
You see Fred Rosser picking himself up. He will not give up. The Strong Openweight Championships mean, and there's the arm to Jeremy Marcus. This one is going to continue. Fred Rosser still a bloody mess, and Tom Lawler.
Snapmare takeover shot to the spine of Fred Rosser. And Filthy Tom. Oh, disgusting.
Just painting himself in his opponent's blood.
A disgusting sight here from the man known as Filthy Tom. Off the ropes. Caught! Dragon screw leg whip.
No days off for Fred Rosser.
And if he can calibrate the vision, calibrate his breathing, he might have a shot here.
And he will continue to wipe away the blood, because if there's an ounce of blood left in Fred Rosser's body, he will continue to fight with that Strong Openweight Championship on the line.
And looking for the arm bar, the sweat, the blood pouring in.
Maybe looking for the figure 4 on Tom Lawler as the blood rains down through the vision of Fred Rosser.
And the weight of the world on Jeremy Marcus's shoulders right now as the blood continuing to pour out. Rosser clearly still in this, but he's got to make a decision for the safety of Fred Rosser at some point whether or not he can continue.
You know Fred Rosser won't. He's not worried about his own well-being. He's just worried about hurting Tom Lawler and winning this championship.
And great submission here, stepping over the body, trapping the leg. Lawler has to get to the ropes there. And as the blood and the sweat drips.
You see Rosser almost on wobbly legs.
And those shots, yeah, you're absolutely right, Tiger. The shots barely connected because he can't.
He's kind of swinging for the fences, whatever he can get there.
Off the ropes, clothesline, across the chest.
Down though. Somehow Rosser standing tall.
Wow!
Oh, but it was even Tom Lawler who ricocheted off the body of the challenger.
In his Hua cravat here. Knees into the open wound of Fred Rosser.
Now looking for a tornado DDT.
Ooh,
no.
Back into that front face lock.
Into that choke.
And those legs, those strong legs coming in handy, Tiger.
Oh, as you see the blood just dripping off of Rosser as he fights while holding on.
The forearm shots. Rosser, look at him just holding on to Lawler. Lawler trying to get the grip back on that front face lock.
And even Lawler now is starting to become engulfed in the blood of Fred Rosser, squeezing whatever life is left in the challenger.
But look at the hands sneaking in to get position, to get the fireman's carry.
No way. How is Rosser still going? Death Valley driver buys Rosser some breathing room.
And he's 2.
And the champion digs down deep to stay in this one. And I have to imagine the longer this one goes on, the more advantage Tom Lawler has as Fred Rosser continues to bleed.
You got to think there's a limited window right now. Fred Rosser in control, but is it a minute? Is it 2 minutes? Is it 5 minutes? What does he have left until that blood loss becomes too much as Lawler up and over?
What the hell?
Rosser back to his feet. Lawler delivers another. Popping the hips through, but Rosser trying again.
Going on in the spirit and soul of Fred Rosser.
Oh, jumping kick. Rosser doesn't leave his feet.
The absolute fortitude of Fred Rosser continuing to take, oh my God.
Front pump handle into the suplex cover there. 1, 2, oh. And Tiger, you have to be impressed right now with the resolve of Fred Rosser. Just staying tough, kicking out, fighting.
But at the same time, I'm sorry. You gotta ask, you gotta wonder. I know how much this brand and this contract means, but you've got a life ahead of you. Maybe I'm being dramatic, but he's been bleeding like a sieve for well over 5 minutes now. You gotta think about your long-term health. You gotta think about your conditioning.
Matt, you're absolutely right. That thought, though, is not going to cross the mind of Fred Rosser right now. He is too far in. He is too laser focused. The championship, his contract in the balance. Balancing on the top is Tom Lawler. Rosser!
Saw it coming. Threw the lariat out of the air.
Anti-aircraft lariat there. Forearms connect. It's Rosser up on the shoulders. Fireman's carry. Sends him down. Rosser blocked. Blocked by Lawler. Catches the knee.
Lawler going back to that submission game.
Stepping over, trapping the arm, rolling him through. Rosser back to his feet. Sends him down in the basement.
There's the boot. Into the cover here.
1, 2. Just a 2 count. 2 7/8 from referee Jeremy Marcus.
Almost. And every time Tom Lawler kicks out, you got to imagine the frustration building in Fred Rosser as the blood continues to flow.
Or is it motivating him? That's what I'm wondering. If we could get inside the mind of Fred Rosser, is each step motivating him to push through the blood? We don't know right now. All we know is that he's hanging tough.
For his sake, Ian, I sure hope so. I sure hope that's what continues to drive him. And these men now literally butting heads.
Rosser, Lawler, sends him down on the apron. Oh, into the choke.
Right into the rear naked choke. Off that belly to back on the apron.
As it locked in that wrist now firmly into the Adam's apple, cutting off the blood and the air. But look at Rosser.
Whoa.
Maneuvering the strength.
And now, whoa. Out here. A tombstone pile driver on the concrete floor.
And he might be out, Rosser. We may have a new champion here, Matt.
Tom Lawler is a limp mess.
Pile driver on the concrete. Rosser, lariat sends. Lawler inside out. As the blood continues to flow, the sweat continues to pop. Rosser on the doorstep. Can he cross the finish line? Plants Lawler down.
This could be it. This has got to be.
Hooks the leg. 2, 3. No.
What?
No. 2 9/10. It doesn't get much closer than that, Tiger. Oh.
And I mean, again, love him or hate him, that shows just how much the Strong Openweight Championship means to Tom Lawler as well. Can the fighting spirit of Fred Rosser win out?
We're finding out if pain is only temporary here as Rosser, forearms, stagger both men.
Both guys, same idea, colliding.
Catches the arm. Lawler back to the choke.
Right back to that rear naked choke.
And front face lock here. An air choke here.
Trying to squeeze the life, whatever life is left out of Fred Rosser.
Crowd rallying behind Fred Rosser here. Scoops him up.
And now, oh God, driving him high down on the neck.
Hooks the leg. 2. And it's gonna take more than that.
And Tom Lawler spitting, fuming, cannot believe that after everything that's been done to Fred Rosser that he stays in this.
Straight jacket hold here. Lawler has it gripped and it locked in. Using his own arms, his own wrist to choke Fred Rosser. Rosser, though, alleviating some of the pressure by coming to a vertical base. Lawler trying to get it right back down.
You know, Lawler likes to get in this position, likes to drive those knees into the back of the neck, but Rosser won't let him.
Knee to the lower back. Hooking the leg, cradling the wrist. Wow!
Oh, and another suplex from Tom Lawler.
Rolls him over, cover, hooks the leg. 1, 2. And each pin, Lawler hooking the leg, the wrist, trapping Rosser. Rosser finding a way to kick out.
Doing everything he can.
Oh, wait. And Lawler yelling at what I believe, who I believe is Fred Rosser's mother. But inflicting damage here. Oh, just.
And this knees and knees. Driven into the back of the head of Fred Rosser.
He may have knocked him out. This has got to be it. Hooks the leg. 2, and not yet.
He kicked out again and again and again.
Not Rosser's time to go. Not Rosser's time to leave New Japan Strong.
And the frustration in Tom Lawler is at an all-time high.
Oh, God. And the blood on the lips of Lawler. Smeared across the face of both men.
As he looks to wear down and squeeze the last ounces of breath and life in the body of the challenger.
He's put away so many opponents with this rear naked choke, and Rosser trying to fight out of it, giving everything he's got. That window we talked about earlier closing right now.
Lawler holding on for dear life, holding on to his championship, holding on to the career of Fred Rosser here in New Japan Strong.
Lawler has all the cards right now. He is the dealer, and he gets to choose the manner in which they're dealt. That forearm under the throat.
And look at Fred Rosser climbing with Lawler on his back.
It may be the only place he can go at this point. Look at the strength, though. Oh, and he's out in the ropes.
Fading right there across. Oh,
trying to fire back. One last gasp. One last gasp for Rosser.
Oh!
Breaks the choke.
Using every bit of strength he had.
But no! Right back at it. Rolls through.
Oh, and Fred Rosser with a choke of his own.
giving Tom Lawler a taste of his own medicine here.
And Rosser's got the leverage advantage. He's got the height advantage. He's able to wrench this in. Can Lawler hang on? Can he find an escape hatch?
Lawler's fading. Somehow, some way, Rosser has turned this one around. Lawler is fading. Almost.
And in a bad way. Oh, catches the arm. Catches the arm.
And he's got
chicken
the chicken wing.
Chicken wing, got it. Fingers are locked. The fingers are locked. Lawler with nowhere to go.
He's desperate for the ropes, but Rosser's got him in the dead center of the ring.
Nowhere to go.
Could this be it?
Desperation setting in. We can have a new champion here in Philadelphia.
Lawler not giving up yet. He's streaming.
The fans are on their feet. They smell blood in the water. Rosser readjusting, stepping in.
Oh!
Firing away on Lawler. Hooking it in. Chicken wing STF.
Oh, God. The lengths Rosser's willing to go to.
And look at the hands. The fingers are locked in.
And
Lawler's
there's
trapped.
nowhere to go for Tom Lawler. And that's
Lawler
it.
taps.
That's it. That's it. He did it. Fred Rosser has done it. My God. A beaten, bloody mess.
There is nothing left in the two human bodies we see in the ring except for a fighting spirit. Their energy has left their body. Their adrenaline is dispelled. And as we see Tiger Hattori take the ring, the second ever New Japan Strong Openweight Champion has been crowned. Fighting through Team Filthy.
History has been made here tonight, Ian. In one of the damnedest performances of pure will and endurance that I have ever seen from a human being in professional wrestling. Fred Rosser has earned every single bit of that, Tim. You earned it, man. You earned it. Enjoy this moment.
And for a man who's faced so many obstacles and instead turned them into positives, instead has turned them into moments to share about who he is and about what he's about and the lessons he's able to teach others about blocking the hate, about the LGBTQ identity, what that means to him, bringing so many more fans into the tent. He becomes the first African-American strong openweight champion, the first openly LGBTQ champion, a history-making moment here. And while Fred would have us focus on the journey here and the battle in the ring with Tom Lawler, who, make no bones about it, was a great champion for over a year.
Absolutely.
History will always remember Fred Rosser as a trailblazer, a man who broke barriers, and a man who carried many communities on his back to say that, yes, you can do it. You can become a champion, and the only thing that's stopping you is you.
He calls himself Mr. No Days Off, but believe me when I tell you, not one moment, not 1 minute, not 1 second does Fred Rosser ever take for granted, ever take off. Everything he's done has worked towards moments like this.
And a man who's so thoughtful of others, so thankless, always looking to elevate those around him. Tonight, Fred, you are elevated. You write your name in the history books of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Tiger Hattori honoring Fred in the middle of the New Japan Strong ring, leaving literal blood, sweat, and tears in his path to the title.
And Fred Rosser, and we We know he's a man of the people. And right now, I think he's looking for someone special, Matt. We know he's got a lot of family in the house here tonight.
Celebrating with those who love him most, those who have been with him since moment one, those who taught him the ideals that he espouses every single day.
History made here tonight. And that's what it's all about.
And that's family. That's where it all begins.
And to think of the mountain he had to climb to get here. Filthy Tom Lawler, a great champion.
What a great show tonight. I don't want to take up too much time, but I just want to say, for me, whether it's in front of 50 people or 10,000 people, this is still so much fun for me. For those that don't know, I did my thing as a Nexus. You remember them? I did my thing as a primetime player. Remember them? I did my thing with Bob Backlund. But right here, right now, there's no better place in the world than to be under these big, bright lights of New Japan Strong. And last but not least, I'm gonna thank my mom, my biggest supporter. My dad, who's my biggest hater. He's always wondering, why not AEW? They told me no, not once but twice. WWE told me no over 40 times, but I didn't take no for an answer. Without commitment, you'll never start, but most importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. Thank you, Philly.
History-making night here in Philadelphia.
And also, probably the oldest man in this room, my soon-to-be 87-year-old grandfather is in the house. The last time he was at a show, this World War II veteran got a thank you, Grandpa. Thank you, Grandpa. Thank you, Grandpa. Thank you, Philly.
History made in Philadelphia. Barriers broken. Rosser makes history. For the Drama King, Matt Raywald, I'm Ian Riccaboni. Thanks so much for joining us. We hope to see you at Forbidden Door and next week, United Empire Rising. Happy wrestling, everybody. What a night.